EDM stands for electronic dance music. It's basically just an umbrella of anything that encompasses this kind of genre of songs that are, using electronic sounds. For me, when I discovered it, it was really just the feeling, that it gave me. It was this energy and this emotion behind the melodies and the sounds that just resonated with me. I can't say why exactly it fired something off in my brain that made me enjoy it so much, but has always had me wanting more. It all just started me making noises on a laptop in my room. I am Nicodemus. I'm a 22-year-old electronic music producer from Long Island, New York, mostly focused in, I guess, more like bass music and, melodic bass. I've released with different labels, like, I guess the first one was Glow Records. Shout out to them. They really supported me. And then, I've done remixes that have been under Seeking Blue, which is Mr. Suicide Sheep's label. And then most recently, Space Yacht, which they are an event thrower in the US. Of course, there's no events going on right now, and they've created a record label, and they've been so awesome. I just have this love and this passion for electronic music, which I know is, kind of hard to believe for some people, because a lot of people say it's not real music. It's not real instruments. But the reality is I don't really care that people think that way about it. And I just want my passion to come across one way or another, and just do the best I can to help people with it. That's the whole goal of the project. So before I found electronic music, I never really had a genre of music that I really enjoyed a lot. I would just kind of dabble with some stuff on the radio, even though I always enjoyed music. And then I kind of had noticed, looking back, that some of the stuff on the radio that I listened to was very electronic based, stuff like I Got a Feeling by the Black Eyed Peas was a song I really enjoyed. Party Rock Anthem, I really enjoyed that one. And then looking back, I realized that was all very electronic based, but I didn't realize at the time, of course. And then, we started DJing, me and a couple of friends, and, one of them showed me electronic music, some basic stuff, or not basic stuff, but some stuff that was popular at the time, like some Wolfgang Gartner stuff, Zed. And I was like, oh wow, this is really cool stuff. This is very interesting. And then I just delved deeper into it, on iTunes dance charts, and then eventually Beatport, and discovered there was this whole world of this genre that I had never known about, and a lot of other people really at the time hadn't known about in the general mainstream yet, at least here in New York. Nowadays, a lot of the feeling is lost. It's become such almost like a money-making scheme. It's just pump out another track that sounds like this other track that was popular and, make a quick buck. But, a big goal of mine is to bring a feeling back. And usually if when I sit down and I feel like I've nailed a specific feeling, then like the burst of energy is just, it's so awesome. And that's when I'll sit down and work on a track for a while, like hours and hours on end. But you know, there are also other times you start with an idea, and if you're not feeling that energy and things aren't clicking, if that feeling, that emotion isn't there, that's usually when, you know, I'll say, okay, maybe this isn't the one, and come back to it, because I don't want to be making things just for the sake of making them. I want there to be purpose and feeling behind it. So when I sit down to make a track, it's always got to start with an idea for me, or a feeling. You know, it's very difficult to just sit down and force myself to make something. So I do my chords. If it's more of a melodic track, which I'll usually sit down and fiddle around here till I come up with something. And then, you know, typically like a drop melody of sorts, which is, you know, just a sequence of notes, hopefully a catchy one that will catch on. And then a really important part of my genre is super hard-hitting drum. You know, make sure the bass is cutting through. That's one thing I learned many years ago from a bigger producer named Kashmir. I got to sit in on a masterclass of his. An element like the bass will make or break your track. But I'm a big believer in balance, not only in, you know, my music production, but also just in life in general. And I think the most important thing is that all of the pieces are working together in harmony. So the synths, the bass, the drums, the kick, which is a very, very important piece of dance music, the chords, and then, you know, whatever other elements you decide to throw in there and experiment with. And then, you know, if I'm really feeling something, things will usually click for me in the track, and I'll feel that feeling that's coming across. It's very important to me with my music to, you know, put my own sound forward, and you know, some of it is still the same from when I first started. You know, there's still certain sounds that I use from, you know, my mixtapes and compilations way back, before, you know, all of the bass music and mid-tempo bass stuff that's going on right now. So I mean, a lot of people don't know that I did like 2 like full-length projects basically with, I think they both had 10 plus songs. It was called Chasing Time, one of them, and Breaking the Silence, and totally different, you know, in a lot of respects from what I do now. I think now more than ever feel like, you know, I'm chasing time, because, you know, I'm getting older now. I'm 22 now. I've been producing for a number of years, and really just in the last year or two is when I really considered, you know, this whole Nicodemus brand to have really kind of started for me, even though I've been producing for a number of years. There's a couple of things I do to kind of recharge and step away and kind of reset a little bit when I'm not producing music. Usually go to get a cup of coffee. That's my biggest thing. Coffee is a huge part of my life and a huge part of Nicodemus. It is the fuel of the projects, I'd say. I'm almost never producing without a cup of coffee, even if it's sometimes in the middle of the night, which is very unhealthy. I don't recommend that anyone does that at all. But you know, I feel like I may have been a barista in another life or something. I don't know.
Anything to say about that?
It has been an extreme issue this year with, and it's not an exaggeration at all, an extreme issue with past struggles lingering and getting in the way of me making my music. And that's probably why as of late there hasn't been as much music making as I like, but it's an issue that needs to be dealt with head on. You know, I'm not going to look for a temporary solution for a permanent problem. You know, it's something that I'm dealing with in therapy and with medication and the right people that are going to help me, you know, stop struggling with this issue. you know, hopefully I can, you know, move forward and then just be able to focus on what's important to me, which is just helping others with my music. If there's anything that I'd say is continue to take care of yourself, guys. Take care of your mental health. It's so important, and just another person that's always here for you guys whenever you need. Don't ever hesitate to reach out to me, because helping others is the mission. That's what it is. So, thank you, guys.
I don't wanna where you been with, I don't wanna think about it. I can't bear the thought of you when someone else is telling me to. Where you been with, I don't wanna think about it. So go ahead and tell me just how good it's really been. I'm starting to think that I cannot just be your friend, but I don't wanna lose you, but I think I might have to. But it's hard when I just keep on